confident, be happy, be positive about that entire situation, and then people like start to understand it. And then aside from that, if those people that are your friends or your peers don't support you and you love to do that, it's kind of like a wake-up call almost, like, hey, these people don't really love me for me and don't want me to do what makes me happy. So there are other people in the world that will do that for me and support me.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I think it's about looking at like the people that you do feel closest to, and like those should be the people supporting you the most
Exactly.
through everything and through like all the, ups and downs you're gonna have. And like we talk a lot about how there are gonna be a lot of ups and downs, and like that's what you have to like. Those are the times you're gonna get tested, right? It's easy to be like
Exactly.
positive when everything's going well,
Oh,
but
100%.
you're really going to get tested, at a time where like now you have to stay in quarantine and you had all these opportunities and you feel like, oh wow, like now what am I going to do? I think that's when that gets tested, right? It's easier to talk about the good stuff when everything's good.
Oh, 100%. It's so easy to, to be positive and shine a good light whenever you're getting all this positive feedback, but it really shows your character whenever, you're getting so much hate and you're still being strong and positive and not letting that get to you.
100%. Yeah. So with that being said, like, what would you say has been something like that's changed in your life over the year that was like at first hardest to get like used to, like something that was really hard that you have to like start getting used to? And I'm sure like the comments and that stuff was like a big thing, but was there anything else that like you think like over the year you've become better at like handling or just like having as part of your life?
Yeah, that's a good question. I feel like, I feel like you said, a lot of the comments are like really hard. And
Yeah.
especially with, I feel like that's like my main thing is as I've really have gotten better at not reading that, or even like past friends or past people that were in my life. It's like some people didn't react the same way. And it's like my family was very supportive and like loved me through it all, but like some friends maybe weren't as there for me as they were in like kind of a negative sense where it's like,
Yeah.
oh, like no, you shouldn't do that, or you shouldn't pursue those dreams, like they're not really realistic, or those things won't happen. And I feel like that kind of, I grew through that. It was more like if if people aren't meant to be in my be in my life, then they shouldn't be. Like if they're constantly giving me negativity and just not loving me for me, then they're not supposed to be in my life. And I think that's what I've learned is kind of just to let go of people that hold you back.
Yeah.
That's been my
Yeah.
big thing.
Yeah, like that's such a good point because I think like a lot of life is about like the perspective you have, right? And like you could
Mhm.
always choose to be like the very negative person, or like you can choose to be like very optimistic and positive no matter like what comes your way. And I think like that's super helpful.
Yeah.
Um, and I guess like a couple final questions, but in terms of like for like the young creators, right? Like you were saying, like don't let yourself feel judged. But what is like one piece of advice you'd give them if they do want to start posting a lot and are trying to get attention, but they feel like like how do I do this, like, and it's not really going their way at first?
Yeah, so I think one, never give up. If you set your mind to a goal, like write out a list of things that can get you there and go for it and do not give up no matter what. But I'd say like in that list of things of not giving up is 100% consistency. Finding new ideas, being creative. Like consistency is, honestly, I can't say that enough because I feel
Yeah,
like that's so important. But like do not give up on how much you post, how active you are. Always respond to people, like new followers, new supporters, like always respond to those people because there's what's going to keep you, up there and keep people talking and keep people looking at you. That's what keeps you up there. So you have to really engage with people that support you just to keep that growing and keep that connection with your fan base.
for sure. Yeah, that's great advice. Um, and I guess a couple quick questions. Have you been watching any TV, movies, anything that you've been binging?
Yeah, so I had always watched The Ozark and on Netflix, and I just started season 3, so that's kind of like my thing right now. And I've definitely watched some crazy movies that I never thought I would watch, just out of like the fact that I was bored at night. And for some reason, I just stay up till like 4 a.m. and then decide to wake up at like 8 every day, which is so ridiculous.
Yeah,
But like, I don't know. I think I'm a night owl and an early bird. So
yeah.
like it like conflicts so hard because I'm like, I love staying up late and literally watching everything on YouTube until I get to like the most random off subject video, and then staying up all night and waking up like so bright and early in the morning for no reason.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I think like everyone's time has shifted a little bit too during this time. Like you're like sleeping less and at random
Never
hours.
this ever.
Yeah, for sure. And what are some things you're excited about doing after this quarantine time is over?
So my friends and I went to the Bahamas before quarantine happened, and we're already planning our next like vacation,
That's
and we
great.
just like I just want to go. I just want to go somewhere tropical, and I don't know. I feel like this time has really showed me that I need to like do so much more, as in like exploring and seeing nature and looking around me. And ever since I've lived in Los Angeles, like I've been around LA, but like I haven't seen like San Francisco and
Yeah,
all these other places and places that I want to see and obviously have always wanted to see. But it's like I took that for granted, I feel like. So it's like after that, I definitely want to go home to Louisiana and see my family again and go to Texas and see my family. But I also want to like go to places that I've never been and but still within a safe time frame. So
yeah,
hopefully like,
yeah,
next year whenever a lot of things are hopefully situated better.
for sure. And then like what is next for you? Like what do you want to be doing over the next few years as you continue growing in your career?
I have been working on some things in music and some things in TV and acting and hopefully I'll end up on TV, television, movies, and hopefully be more invested into music and in the future and kind of just continuing the social media influence that I do have and staying super active on platforms, growing my YouTube channel, getting consistent on my YouTube channel, and just continuing to positively influence the world.